Good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who's committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. This morning we'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you are advised that you have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me this morning. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Heather Dunn. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
12/12/1982.
Heather, you're here in a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. Looks like you were originally sentenced in Pasco County, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the bond on the VOP, Heather, is going to be no bond. We're going to notify Pasco that you're here and ready to go. I will give them 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 days with Pasco. They'll come get you right away. But if for some strange reason you were still here in 5 days, they would bring you back to see me, and I'd find out what the problem is, okay?
All right. I haven't been able to make any phone calls.
Who would you like to call, Heather?
My boyfriend, Joe.
And what is Joe's last name?
Guinn, Guinn.
And what is Joe's phone number?
It's in my, I have the phone number on me, and it's in my bunk.
Okay.
But I haven't had a PIN code.
Okay. They'll let you make that call, or you'll go to Pasco today and make the call there, one way or the other, all right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Charlene Harley? Want to miss what's your date of birth?
It's 12/82.
All right. It's 4 charges this morning. I've got 1 count of burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, 1 count of possession of controlled substance, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
No.
I'm sorry, what, are you going to represent yourself or you want the PD?
Me. Me.
Me.
I represent myself.
There you go. Awesome. Have to use our words. Grunting and so forth is not very good. That's not helpful to me. State, what can you tell me?
Judge, it looks like she has an open misdemeanor case, 2018 MM 2925. That date of offense was 9/7.
2925.
Yes.
And when's that coming back?
It looks like 10/5 in front of Judge Rupi.
All right.
And as far as, that's the only Florida stuff I see. She does have some out-of-state history. That looks like an assault and battery. That was a conviction on that. Misuse of telephone, conviction of that. DUIs and driving suspension. False information. Another assault and battery that was dismissed. And another driving suspension. And that looks like it's all out of South Carolina.
All right. Ms. Harley, you have a job these days?
Sir?
Do you have a job?
No, sir, not yet.
Very good.
I'm getting ready to move back here with my grandma to take care of her.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond on the burglary at $5,000, on the possession of controlled substance at $2,000, and each of the paraphernalia is at $500. That's $8,000 total. However, it appears to me that you have an open criminal case, 18 MM 2925. Job number one when you have open criminal cases is don't pick up new charges. It appears to me that you have. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 18 MM 2925. We're going to hold you on that case without bond until you get back in front of Judge Rupi on October 5th. This case, the new case, which are felony charges, will be back on October 10th. So you'll be in court on the 5th, and then back on these on the 10th. You'll be without bond until the 5th, but then Judge Rupi can reinstate your bond and you can resolve your case then, and then you'll be able to bond out on these felony charges, all right? Thank you. Marla Sanders. Morning, Ms. Sanders. What's your date of birth?
9/1882.
Ms. Sanders, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, do you wish to represent yourself? You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
No, self is fine, thank you.
Very good. State what can you tell me?
Judge, these are the only charges I see at this time.
Okay. And Marla, I had an address for you of Whiteway Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
That is correct.
And were you living there with Mr. Nimoy?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I do not, because I have high risk pregnancy at the moment.
Okay. Marla, I'm going to set your bond at $50. Condition of the bond, however, is that while this case is pending, you're going to have no contact with Mr. Nimoy. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't go where he lives, you don't go where he works, you don't contact him through any social media. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond while these charges are pending. It means no contact even if he wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he gets to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. He may tell them he's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that judge or that attorney or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I'm going to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the home on Whiteway is concerned, as long as Mr. Nimoy decides to stay there, you'll have to stay someplace else until we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to stay. To accomplish that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you collect your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 10th of October, and we'll see you then, okay?
I just want, sorry,
Go ahead.
one more thing.
Sure.
I am due actually October 10th.
Okay. Well, if you're having a baby, all you have to do is call my office and let me know what's going on, and we'll ask you to send me something that shows that that's what's going on, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Crystal Silver? Ms. Silver, what's your date of birth?
7687.
Crystal, the charge is also battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Myself.
All right. State what can you tell me?
Judge, it looks like in 2015 out of Florida, I have a resisting without violence adjudicated on and a domestic battery that was ultimately dropped. And then an out-of-state history in 2008 looks like some drug charges that she was ultimately convicted on. That looks like Pennsylvania.
Okay. And Crystal, I have an address for you on Middlesex Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
And is that where Mr. Presinar lives as well?
No.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Raising 4 little girls kind of hard.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I have 4 little girls in the same mom.
Okay. I will set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Mr. Presenard. Did you hear me explain no contact a moment ago?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Also going to hold you up until 4 p.m. I'll have you back in court on the 10th of October, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Charles Alley.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Charles. What's your date of birth?
6/19/1981, sir.
Charles, I have a warrant here signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 1 count of battery as a second or subsequent offense being domestic in nature. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like to hire an attorney, sir.
Oh, very good. And state, what can you tell me?
Judge, just on a side note, I do have the victim here present that wants to speak.
Okay.
And the court allows for that to occur. It does indicate he has an out-of-state history. However, I do not have that at this time. As far as Florida goes, I have some stuff in 2013 that include failure to appears on a bunch of felony petty thefts, as well as in 2012 I have a bunch of grand thefts adjudicated guilty on those as well. 2012, some more thefts. In 2012, I have burglaries and criminal mischief. And looks like the burglary was ultimately dismissed. More thefts in 2012, more burglaries in 2011, probation violations and dealing in stolen property and bird conveyances from 2010 to 2011. More grand thefts in 2009, more burglaries in 2006, all adjudications, 2005, dealing in stolen properties, adjudications, and just it keeps going back with
Okay.
probation violations and stuff. And I do have 1 battery in 2004.
Right. Ms. Al, you want to come forward? Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear, affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes, I do.
State your name.
Michelle Alley.
Ms. Alley, what would you like to tell me?
I just want to ask, because I don't want there to be an injunction order, and so I have a paper right here where I signed a waiver where I was dismissing the charges and everything.
So you'd like to have contact with him?
Yes, please. I need him home. We have a baby
Okay.
and everything
Hang
else.
on, hang on. So are you concerned that Charles is going to hurt you or harm you anyway?
No, I was upset and angry when I wrote that statement, and it was just blown out of proportion.
And has anyone threatened you or coerced you to get you to come here and ask
No,
for
sir.
contact?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Charles, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you'll have peaceful contact only with Michelle. It is always a crime to touch her in any way that she does not want to be touched. It could be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release if you so much as raise your voice while this case is pending. Any contact that you have with her must be capable of being described as peaceful. You understand that, Charles?
Yes, sir.
All right, Michelle. This changes nothing as far as you and law enforcement is concerned. If something happens and you think it's necessary to call 911, you should call 911. They will come running as fast as ever. Okay. Apparently, you've already kept an appointment with the state attorney's office. If you have any other further appointments with them, make sure that you keep them so they are up to date with what you think and feel about this case. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Charles, you'll be back in court on the 10th of October. When you speak to an attorney, make sure you tell them about that court date, okay?
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Okay, good luck, Michelle.
Thank you.
John Canuli? Want to throw
Yes, Your Honor.
what's your date of birth?
1779.
All right, John, I have a warrant for you signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently, you failed to appear in his court on a charge of possession of controlled substance. Did you have a public defender on that case, John?
Private counsel?
Private counsel. Okay. Do you plan to continue with your private counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do they know where you are today?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, the bond on Judge Merritt's warrant is no bond. I can't change that. It's a circuit court warrant. I will change the date. They told you October 10th. I'm going to have you back on October 2nd. It would obviously be important that you contact your private counsel right away. Let them know where you are, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Randy Caton? Morning, Randy, what's your date of birth?
2/13/67.
Randy, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
You got a public.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to change your date to the 2nd of October, and the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
My question to you is, Your Honor, I was violated on my probation due to they said I failed a piss test.
Right?
I was in that probation office for 3 days, and she violated me right off the rip. She did it on purpose. So how do I justify that?
It's of no moment to me.
Yeah, the intent-
This is, Randy, a discussion for you to have with the public defender who will be coming to see you before you go to court. Thank you.
So you move my date to the 2nd?
Second,
Thanks.
Anthony Sino. Morning, Anthony. What's your date of birth?
11/26/95.
Anthony, you have 3 charges today, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Myself.
Okay. State.
Judge, it looks like in 2016 and ultimately convicted in 2017 on fleeing to elude charges and a bunch of other traffic charges that went with that. He was confined in the Hernando County Jail for approximately 8 months according to this, as well as I have another bird structure that was null cross in 2014, and then in 2014 a aiding and minor runaway. That's all I see.
Anthony, you have a job these days?
Nope.
Okay. Let's set the bond on the burglary at $5,000, $500 on each of the paraphernalias. That's a total of $6,000. You'll be back in court on October 10th, all right? Stephen Curry.
Your Honor.
What is Mr. Curry, date of birth?
12/6/86.
All right, they've added now a grand theft auto. There's probable cause for the charge. I think you have the PD on your other cases, right?
Yes, sir. Can we transfer this to the
Yep.
court date on the 8th?
Yep, we're going to get them all synced up for you. Looks like 918, is that where your other felonies are?
Sounds good, Your Honor.
All right. So the bond for the arrest affidavit is $500. I'll leave that there. I'll appoint the public defender, and we'll move it to September 18th, okay?
You have a good day, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You too.
Judge, is that with Judge Merritt?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the prosecutor assign's not on there, but that's fine, they'll figure it out on my table.
That's right. That's my flow chart. 1, is it my problem? Yes, no. John Klein. Well, Mr. Klein, what's your date of birth?
3/28/2. I got a request not to have my charge read.
Excuse me?
I'd like to have a request not to have my charges read.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm in for it.
Well, that's awesome that you don't want me to do that, but guess what? It's my job. And I get why you don't want me to do it, but tough. Okay? You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for 2 counts of sexual battery on a victim under the age of 12. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. Obviously, he's not entitled to bond on these charges, is that right, State?
That's correct, Judge, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's already in on another sentence at a correctional institute.
Okay. So you'll be on no bond. You're coming back on the 28th of September, and the public defender will come see you before then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Judge, just also no contact with the victims via phone or anything
Okay.
like that. Possibly.
Have to call her right.
Thank you.
Sabrina LaRose. Morning, Miss LaRose. What's your date of birth?
5/8/82.
You're hearing a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond, of course, will be no bond. I'll have you back in court on the 10th of October. PD will come see you before then, okay? Thank you. Jordan Ramsey.
Hey, let's go.
Jordan, what's your date of birth?
04/21/98.
Jordan, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Rupees. You found probable cause for one count of willfully breaking a fence. You know what that is?
Yeah.
And you know, Jordan, don't say that. I'm going to slake my own curiosity here, especially because the word fence is spelled wrong. So, 810-1151. Breaking or injuring fences.
They also just added that to the statute.
I've always been in here since
It must,
78.
it must be next to the milk carton one.
All right. Well, Mr. Ramsey, I've been doing this for close to 13 years, and I've never seen that charge before, so that's a new one on me. So the charge is willfully breaking a fence. Judge Rupee found probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire a private counsel? Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. And Jordan looks like he has some unrelated open
He
felonies.
does, and I believe his bond's already been revoked.
Yeah, I don't think this is an RCO situation anyway,
No.
because this goes back. All right. And Jordan, you still live on Sharon Street?
Yes.
Okay. I'll set the bond on this charge at $500. This one's going to come back October 10th. PD will come see you before you go to court, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Whole section for fencing.
Have to brush up on that.
James Reidinger. Morning, James. What's your date of birth?
August 1st, 1999.
Charges burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
There you go. I'll appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
Judge, it looks like I have a possession of a controlled substance from May of this year out of Pasco. Adjudication withheld, so I'm not sure if he's on probation out of Pasco. And then I have a juvenile battery in 2017 that was no pros.
Okay. And James, I actually have an address for you on Skyline Court at Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you lived there?
Probably a year.
All right. You have a job these days?
No.
Okay. We'll set your bond at $5,000. We'll have you back on the 10th of October. If you get out, James, very important that you contact the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Joseph Rodriguez. Morning, Mr. Rodriguez. What's your date of birth?
6/17/95.
You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupee. She found probable cause for one count of violation of a domestic violence injunction. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Myself.
State.
Judge, it looks like these are the only charges I see at this time. However,
He took PTI on a petty theft yesterday. So that's
correct, as well as it looks like, the petty enter PTI, so I don't know what they want to do with that at this point. I don't know if we want to send this back over to Judge Rupees.
That's what I'm going to do because, because the PTI was there. I'm not entirely sure that I can grasp why the PTI happened yesterday when he got arrested in court for this yesterday, but it is what it is, as they say. So I'm going to go ahead and set a bond and send it back to her because she is more familiar with him than me. So, all right. So, Joe, I'm going to set your bond on this at $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you continue to abide by that injunction. all of its terms and conditions. If you fail to abide by that injunction in any even insignificant way, you will find yourself back in jail without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And we'll have you back in court on the 3rd of October. They told you the 10th. We'll have you back on the 3rd, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Douglas Trammell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Trammell. What's your date of birth?
August 4th, 1977.
I have a warrant for you signed by Judge Merritt. You found probable cause for 2 counts. One is battery on a person 65 or older. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Battery on a person 65 or older is a domestic case and witness tampering. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I believe we're going to try to hire private counsel.
Very good. State.
Judge, I do have an out-of-state history. It looks like just possession of paraphernalia, marijuana, and a probation violation. That was early 2000s. Out of Florida, I had earlier this year a possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana. It looks like everything was ultimately Zoll crossed, and that was out here in 2017. So 2013, I have a stalking charge and resisting without violence that were ultimately dropped as well. 2011, I have a probation violation from a false name to a Leo, marijuana, paraphernalia. And then 2010, I have failure to appear out of Tampa, and those are for resisting without violence and for conveyances and trespass adjudication withheld.
Okay. Mr. Trammell, I have an address for you on Thornton Court in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
No, that's where the argument with my father occurred. So I'm actually living and working in Tampa right now as an IT security contractor. So,
Okay. What's the address in Tampa?
4465 West Canyon Boulevard.
Okay. Very good. Then I'll set the bond on the battery at 2,000, on tampering at 1. That's a total of 3,000. Condition is that you not have any contact with your father. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes, sir.
And you understood that?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll have you back in court on the 10th of October. When you speak to an attorney, make sure that you tell him you're coming back on the 10th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Dennis Welch. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
1768.
All right. Dennis, you are here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $570. Can you pay the $570, Dennis?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Are you working these days?
No, sir.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
It's been a while.
Okay. 6 months, a year, 5 years? Just ballpark it.
5 years, probably. On the books, anyway.
Okay. Do you have a disability or something, or?
No, I just haven't been able to find work. I actually live with the children that I have to pay child support to.
Okay. Well. All right.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Okay. All right, Dennis. What's your current address?
436 Washington Avenue, Missouri Town.
And do you have a phone number?
Yes, 346-7888.
Is that 352?
Yes, sir.
Dennis, is there any money at all that you could get to the jail today if it meant getting out of jail today? Anything at all?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find you in contempt for your failure to pay child support as a sanction for that contempt. I'll sentence you to 10 days in the county jail starting today, or until you come up with $50. So Dennis, you'll do the 10 days, or if any time during the 10 days you can get somebody to bring $50 to the jail, then you're out on the $50. As soon as you're out, whether because you've served the 10 days or paid the $50, you need to contact the folks at Child Support Enforcement and get this issue cleared up. If you don't get it cleared up, they'll start the process over again and you'll get arrested again, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Yorga. Morning, Daniel. What's your date of birth?
12/18/1976.
Daniel, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you tell me.
Judge, these are the only charges I see at this time.
All right, and Daniel, the address I have for you is Hiawatha Boulevard in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Correct.
And Tiffany lives there as well?
Correct.
And you have a job these days?
I do.
What do you do?
I'm the plant operations director of a nursing and rehabilitation center.
Set your bond to $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Tiffany. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
I did, and that presents a little bit of a problem.
No, it doesn't. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Okay, I understand. But the only way that I can get out of here, because I have no one else, it's just her and I, is to be able to get my wallet and my vehicle. That's the only way to find somewhere else to go. That's
Okay.
all. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
I just want to know if you understood it.
I do understand. Yes,
Okay, and
absolutely.
you understand that you get to go back to Hiawatha Boulevard one time to collect whatever you need, but you've got to contact
Right.
the sheriff's office before you go. As far as bonding out
Absolutely.
is concerned, do not contact Tiffany for help bonding out. Contact a bondsman or someone else or work it out some other way. I promise you, if you have any contact with her, you will wind up in jail without bond. Are we crystal clear on that?
Absolutely, I understand.
Also going to hold you till 4 p.m. so that she wants to serve you with an injunction. We know where to find you. I'll have you back in court on the 10th of October. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Macaulay Barney. Morning, sir. Date of birth?
5/24/1993.
The charge of driving under the influence. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you tell me.
Judge, it looks like he had a DUI out of Pasco and a probation violation on that DUI between 2011 and 2013, beginning of 2013, and those are the only charges.
And young man, I have an address for you on Gulf Wind Circle in Hernando Beach. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
4 years, off and on.
Okay. You have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I actually work today at 4.
Say it again.
I work today at 4, yes, sir.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm an assistant kitchen manager at Outback Steakhouse.
Okay. And set your bond at $1,000. I'll have you back on the 12th of October. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And Amos Dorval. Morning, Amos. What's your date of birth?
24/63, Sal.
All right. Charge is retail theft. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, Amos, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire a private...
time ago.
What?
It was a long time ago.
No idea what you're saying, Amos.
It was a long time ago.
You want the public defender, Amos?
Sir?
You want the public defender?
I'm the public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender. I'm going to set your bond at the $500. I'm going to have you back on October 3rd in front of Judge Rupi where your other case is. If you get out, you should contact the public defender, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
When they're gonna be?
October 3rd.
You know, I would pay my lawyer. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.